Did you know that your body carries about 4% Neanderthal DNA? Yes, you're part Neanderthal. Now, that's a fascinating fact to start your day with. The story of human evolution is a riveting one. It's a tale filled with twists, turns, and unexpected surprises. One such surprise is our shared lineage with the Neanderthals, our long-lost cousins who went extinct around 40,000 years ago. We share a common ancestor with Neanderthals, who lived in Eurasia while our direct ancestors were in Africa. When these ancestors migrated out of Africa, they bumped into the Neanderthals. And guess what? They interbred. This interbreeding led to us, modern humans, carrying a small portion of Neanderthal DNA. It's like a tiny evolutionary memento, a reminder of our shared past. So next time you're feeling a bit primitive, remember, it's just your inner Neanderthal. Ever wondered why we're the only human species around? There used to be others, you know. Let's rewind the clock a bit, back to a time when our planet was home to not just one, but multiple human species. It's a bit like a real-life version of The Lord of the Rings. Except instead of hobbits and elves, we had Homo neanderthalensis, Homo erectus, and of course our own ancestors, Homo sapiens. Homo neanderthalensis, or Neanderthals as we commonly call them, were a robust species built to withstand the harsh Ice Age conditions. They had a unique culture, used tools, and even had the capacity for symbolic thought. Then, we had Homo erectus, a species known for their pioneering spirit. They were the first of our kind to leave Africa, venturing into uncharted territories across Asia and Europe. Then there's us, Homo sapiens. We were the new kids on the block, so to speak. But what set us apart? Why are we the last ones standing while our sister species faded into the annals of history? Well, it's likely due to our superior cognitive abilities. While Neanderthals and Homo erectus had brains as large as ours, it's believed that we had a secret weapon, our capacity for complex language and abstract thought. This allowed us to collaborate, share ideas, and adapt to new environments in ways that our fellow hominins couldn't. We were able to imagine things that didn't exist, create stories, and believe in them. This shared belief in myths and stories allowed us to form larger social groups, cooperate, and eventually outcompete other human species. But it's important to remember, this isn't a tale of triumph. It's a tale of survival and adaptation. We didn't win against other human species. We simply survived while they, unfortunately, did not. Our story is not one of conquest, but of endurance, resilience, and the power of the human mind. So the next time you're feeling lonely, remember, we're the last ones standing. Ever noticed how diverse we humans are? It's all thanks to our incredible ability to adapt. When we think about it, humans are like a vibrant, diverse quilt stitched together by evolution. So what's the thread that holds this quilt together? It's called natural selection. This is the process that leads to the survival and propagation of individuals or groups best adjusted to their environment. And it's here where our story of adaptation begins. Allow me to introduce you to our friend the sun. Now, the sun is great for a beach day, but it's also responsible for one of the most visible examples of human adaptation: skin color. You see, in places where the sun's rays are the strongest, such as near the equator, humans developed darker skin to protect against harmful ultraviolet rays. But move away from the equator, where sunlight is less intense, and voila, lighter skin evolved to absorb as much sunlight as possible to produce essential vitamins. It's like a natural sunscreen and vitamin D factory combined. Now, let's talk about height. Ever wondered why some people tower over others? Well, it's not because they've been sneaking extra servings of veggies. Height variations are another great example of human adaptation. In colder climates, shorter, stockier bodies were better at retaining heat, while in warmer climates, taller, leaner bodies helped to keep cool. So, whether you're closer to the clouds or the ground, you can thank evolution for your stature. And let's not forget about hair. From straight to curly, thick to thin, our hair types have adapted to our environments too. For instance, curly hair creates a buffer against the heat in tropical regions, while straight hair is more common in colder regions, providing a smooth path for sweat to slide down and cool the body. So, whether you're tall, short, or somewhere in between, remember, it's all thanks to evolution. Ever wondered why we're so smart? Well, it's not just because of school. Let's dive into the fascinating story of the evolution of our brains. Around 7 million years ago, Our early ancestors were just another species of ape, but they had a secret weapon, their brains. They were not much bigger than a tennis ball, but they packed a punch. These brains were the start of a remarkable journey that would lead us to become the thinking, feeling, and let's face it, procrastinating creatures we are today. Over the course of millions of years, our brains tripled in size. Imagine fitting 3 tennis balls into your skull. Not a comfy thought, but that's the kind of brain power we're dealing with. This growth spurt, in evolutionary terms, gave rise to our advanced cognitive abilities. We developed the capacity for language, problem solving, and abstract thought. Now let's talk about some uniquely human traits. Take procrastination, for instance. It's not just a sign that you need to get off your phone and start working. It's actually a byproduct of our advanced brains. You see, when we procrastinate, we're not simply being lazy. We're subconsciously evaluating the task at hand, weighing the effort it will take against the potential rewards. It's a sophisticated form of decision-making that only a highly evolved brain can perform. And then there's humor, another uniquely human trait. Our brains have evolved to appreciate a good joke, to find amusement in the absurd. It's a complex cognitive process that involves understanding context, recognizing incongruities, and making connections. So the next time you laugh at a funny cat video, remember, it's your highly evolved brain at work. Our brains are not just larger, but more complex too. They're divided into specialized regions, each performing different tasks. This division of labor allowed us to develop skills like planning, empathy, and creativity. It's what makes us human. So, the next time you're procrastinating, remember, it's just your highly evolved brain at work. And that, my friends, is the evolution of the human brain, a testament to our incredible journey as a species. Ever wondered what we'll evolve into next? Well, let's speculate. Imagine for a moment, waking up one day with a third arm sprouting from your back. Sounds a bit odd, right? But think about it. With the amount of time we spend on our smartphones, a third arm might just be the evolutionary advantage we need. No more juggling your coffee, your phone, and your car keys all at once. You've got an extra hand for that. And what about eyesight? We're living in an age of screens. From our laptops to our televisions, our eyes are constantly bombarded with light. So, what if we evolve to have eyes that can adjust to different light settings instantly? No more squinting at your phone screen in the dark, or being blinded by the sudden brightness when you step outside. Now let's take it a step further. Have you ever wished you could fly? Well, evolution might just grant that wish. Imagine growing a pair of wings, strong enough to carry us through the skies. No more traffic jams or crowded buses. You could just spread your wings and fly to work. But remember, evolution isn't a magical genie. It's a slow, gradual process that happens over millions of years. And it's not always predictable. Who knows? Instead of sprouting wings, we might just end up with longer legs for those marathon Zoom meetings, or a second heart to better cope with the stresses of modern life. So, while these scenarios may sound a bit outlandish, they're just a bit of fun speculation. The truth is, we can't really predict what evolution has in store for us, but it's interesting to ponder, isn't it? To wonder what the future might hold for us as a species. And remember, evolution isn't about creating perfect beings. It's about adapting to the environment around us. So whether we grow wings or a third eye, remember, evolution's got our back. So, that's the fascinating story of human evolution. We've journeyed through time, from the tale of 2 species, where we learned how our ancestors split from our primate cousins and began walking on 2 legs. We've explored the power of adaptation, where we discovered how our ancestors evolved diverse traits to survive in changing environments. We delved into the evolution of the brain, understanding how our gray matter expanded, allowing us to develop complex language, culture, and technology. And we've glanced into the future, contemplating how evolution might shape humanity in the millennia to come. Thank you for joining us on this journey. It's been a wild ride, hasn't it? But remember, this is just the tip of the evolutionary iceberg. There's so much more to discover, to question, to understand. If you enjoyed this journey through time and want more fascinating content, do subscribe to our channel. Remember, evolution may be slow, but our content keeps coming fast.